Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? How are we doing? Yo, what's up, guys? Hello, hello. All right, let me just do. One sec. Hey, yo, yo. All right, sick. We'll just wait a second so I don't have to repeat myself. I did take a gold break even already, which it seems to be going my way now. It's kind of ridiculous. I will still be looking for gold longs to this high if we can get a bit more follow through. But I'm good. How are you guys? Good morning, good morning. About time you're back. Acting like I've been gone for months, man. Trust me, soon I have a lot in store for you guys. Not gonna reveal anything yet, but just wait. Hello, hello, hello. You're looking too long, NQ. I mean, one sec, I'll get into it. I won't be looking at anything until we take this high, most likely. I do think we're going to this high, so it's completely fair. The only thing, this is way too aggressive, but that's the only thing I see. Like something, wait, like that. I'm not taking this, obviously. It's just too hard to the high. It might actually work out, but yeah, obviously I'm not. I can frame both longs and shorts when we engage here. It depends a lot on how the market, reacts to that high. If we continue through it or we just reverse. Because if 930 comes up, sweep this, I can definitely frame shorts. Go about cook. Nah, man, you jinxed it already. It's been 6 months since your last stream. Yeah, it was last week, no? Pretty sure it was. I did take this in gold earlier. So we have an SMT here. XAU Euro tapped into this gap, right? You can see here. And wait, let me start on the daily actually. So pretty obvious framework on the daily. We have this sweep of previous day low. Generally just trending higher. Same idea as here, except we have a small wick instead of a large one, right? And we have a 30-minute change state of delivery here. I was looking for a continuation higher. So I actually entered like, where was my entry? Somewhere in here. I think it was like there. I put my stop low. Target was previous day high or this high. It's right around 5R. This, and then obviously once we got up here, especially I didn't move it prior to news, but when news released and made a new high, I moved it to break even. So I got stopped like right here, essentially. Because with you might come down for these lows, but I'll still keep an eye out if it decides to move again. What's the bias in gold? Yeah, I guess I just answered that. What do you look for divergence? XAU Euro. Yes, sir. So right now we're just chilling, waiting. Not a whole lot to, act on here either. So it's a bit quiet when I can't have music on, but I don't want to get copyright striked again. So that's how it's going to be for now. I think gold will come for the hourly busy. Wait. Down here, I wouldn't be too. I mean, there's a possibility we do like this, but ideally you just want to move higher and don't have these large retracements during expansions, right? Can you turn your mic up just a little? Yeah, one sec. Is this better? Okay, Spencer, stop spamming or I'm gonna remove you from the stream. So we're just chilling right now, waiting for open. Essentially, I don't know why I started so early. It's fine. What's up, TH? That's good. You're low key bullish in gold. Nah, I'm with you. For a second, I'm bullish as well. I'm definitely not going to short gold. I do, it might just chop around, but everything on the higher time frames, that reaction away from yesterday, we tapped into this by like a tick or so, into this gap down here, daily. Everything is pointing towards this high. So longs are nothing. Did you already go over indices? So on indices, this is my like minimum expectation for NQ, right? It's most likely going to happen at open. This all-time high we have here. And from there, depends on what 930 does. I can frame both longs and shorts from that level, right? Depending on if we get a continuation higher. Sure, the daily candle still has plenty of room to, expand. And vice versa, we can look to, target these failure swings if we do a reverse. So we'll see. 930 usually gives us a better clue. How's it going? It's going good. What about Euro USD? I haven't really. To be honest, I have no idea. This hourly looks hella chopped. Daily looks a bit more like upside, right? We have this draw. We have a gap trading internal to external. Why can't I make the gap? But I don't like the lower time frames. Yeah, so I would prefer upside, especially because we have these failure swings. But would want to see some more confirmation. Wouldn't want to be trading it there. All right, back to NQ. If we get a swim at 9 a.m. lower, then confirmation higher would be good to long. Ideally, I think we're just gonna move higher at 9:30. There wouldn't really be a reason to come back down here, even though we can. But yeah. Nah, NQ highs did not. I mean, intraday highs did get taken on NQ, but not all-time highs. Then it's your broker that's, unless it's like NAS 100, maybe if it's the CFD. I don't know if. Yeah, you might be looking at NAS 100. I don't really care too much about that. Alright, we got open in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. You plan on buying the open? No, sir. I will be waiting to see what happens at this level. What does auto bias 1 and 2 mean for TT's indicator? And I have no idea. I don't use this indicator as well, so you probably have to ask someone else. You only take trades after 9:30. No, but majority of the time, yes. I did take a gold long already today earlier, which ended up in a break even. I longed down here. And then once we got this move, and after the news release took this high again, I trailed it to break even, which was right around here. And then it came back down. I will break it down like fully later. Yeah. But right now it's choppy as well, so. We're chilling here. I don't know, Spencer. Please do not spam in the chat. If you keep one more time and I'm gonna remove you from the stream. Don't spam, I will get to your questions. I don't know if you can trade the CFD for gold, maybe. I don't know what funded futures. If it's my funded futures, you should be able to. I don't know if there's a thing just called funded futures. Yeah, Akash, that was fair, to be honest. I like the gold for higher prices, but obviously right now it's not really giving any confirmations. Still considering gold if it closes above. What's up, OJ? Yeah, if gold can catch some momentum towards the upside, I probably wouldn't be looking to, long it here, but rather maybe somewhere up here. But this high is still valid to me. If we can start to move higher soon, we'll probably need to have any SMTs at like this low. That's 331. Yeah, so not really. But we'll see. Oh, here comes open. Yeah, NQ went down to take the low. Damn, if it just shoots down that, bro. No way we don't go up to take that high. That would be crazy. Good morning, Matthias. This just drops, that would be insane. I know we have an SMT with YM at the highest, so let me show you guys. But it's like, we essentially swept it by like a tick. And I don't use YM too much. It's about time we took out the high of this range. YM does look valid for potential continuations lower, but I do want to see NQ take the... Dude, this is insane. Oops. This week on NQ has been hard, bad, man, just bad movement. Yeah, I agree. But to be fair, we did have PPI today and CPI tomorrow, so I'm not saying it's expected, if I can speak. But it can be like the case, right? So just being a bit more cautious, knowing we have high impact news 2 days in a row. Bro, this is crazy. Yo, this is insane. How do we find daily bias with daily and 4-hour? You essentially just I think I explained it better in my daily bias video, but just look for like key swing points. So like this, and then the reaction from there. Do we reject from that? It's also clear on the daily, or do we, continue through it? Bro, this is crazy. I did expect NQ to just go up. To be honest, besides the trading, that your live streams are much impactful. I don't know why. While you're talking, just land the X of Liz always comes up to my mind. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Yeah, I know Nest 100 took all-time high, but I don't care. I'll be using the futures chart always. I won't make exceptions. The only thing would be that YM took that high, right? But let's see YM. What is it even doing? Okay, it's still going down. Sometimes you know it's gonna drop, and when you don't execute it, it drops. When you execute on feelings, it fucks you. Yeah. Do you stream daily here? I don't stream daily, but I try to stream a bit more often. I stream, yeah, it's a bit different, but I try to do at least once or twice every week. But it depends a lot on like other plans I have and stuff. But welcome if it's your first time here. 2-stage SMT. Oh no. Get the Garrett terms out of here, guys. Gold might be catching some movement here. To be honest, if gold can catch some momentum to the upside. And okay, I'm gonna give you guys the ideal formation on gold here, right? You guys know I love failure to manipulate a signature. So we go up here. I don't care if we close above or not, but we get some sort of down close candle. We close above here. We have a failure to manipulate. I'm looking to long the hell out of this. Something like this, right? I don't know. That's probably not how it's going to play out, but we calling this. Do you trade TTFM or GXT? I don't. Neither of them. I trade. It's a bit based off like AM's approach to the markets, but just my own sort of version because I've been adjusting it to my own likings within the past probably 2 years or so. Yeah, this NQ is mad. You wait for that failure to manipulate signal on M5 or M15. Most likely just M5, or even if we can get like a good signature on the M3. But let's see what happens there. I'll just mark out this, right? We might not even get there, who knows? Might just go lower. Or we might just, manipulate it and go lower. Your signature move, yeah. To be honest, I love these moves. It might not work out, who knows? But when you get that, failure to manipulate an intraday high and you have a clear draw behind, that's one of my favorite intro signatures. Guys, the truth is when his girlfriend isn't home, he gets to stream. Let the man be safe. Yeah, bro, I wish it was like that. Fortunately, I don't have one. Your signature move. Alright, let's see if we can form something interesting up there. Indices look as uninteresting as they can look right now. It's crazy. To be honest, I think we might just fall from what 930 reaction looks like. But I'm not going to be touching this until we take this high, most likely. This seemed like a good draw if 930 could make something like this. Almost up right away. Obviously not until 10, but if we could just do like this and create some sort of sell signature. Alright, we'll be watching gold, I guess. Good morning, Nitesh. How are you doing? Do you have advice specifically on entries when it comes to actually entering after getting the change state of the delivery confirmation? For example, I often hesitate a bit and get a worse fill or so on. So a good advice generally is to look for a continuation signature because you You can get faked out on like initial change state of deliveries, but it's very rare you do on the like next entry signature. Obviously, depends a lot on the context, right? You want to form those entries at like key levels. How's gold going for you? I'm not in anything. It's crazy. I got stopped out like, or not stopped. Well, break even. What here on this way? I would have been up and didn't ever hit my initial stop. Not quite, but I think it was still a good decision. You use two-stage signatures. I don't know. Wow, NQ. What's up, Big So? Philip, welcome, welcome. Do you use SMT with CL? What index or commodity? So what you want to be using is RB. Yeah, so that's gasoline futures, but I don't trade CL at all. So I wouldn't be able to tell you like how to use it or how how good it works with that SMT. I left CL a long time ago. I didn't like them. Didn't like that. Yeah, SMT with CL will be RB. Alright, guys, I have a serious question for you all. If you had to like pinpoint one thing that you're struggling with in your trade like career, can be psychological, entry signature, draw on liquidity, can be anything. What would it be? I'm genuinely curious. You trade really simple given all the complicated theories out there with GXT and what now. Do you have any advice for that? I prefer simple, but I don't know. To be honest, I prefer simple as well, and I have no intentions of bringing all that. I'm not obviously not hitting on GXT. I just know he uses a lot of different concepts, which personally I don't find them necessary, right? So I'm not gonna bring them in. Also, because it's way easier to teach with only a few concepts that works just as well. If you guys know Kiko, he's probably one of the very good traders I know, and he uses essentially the same stuff as me. Like if you ask me or Kiko about SSMT or two stage or PSP, all those. Obviously, I know what it is, but I'm not going to talk about any of it because I don't utilize it in my. Let me see. There was a lot of questions. Come on, NQ, are we kidding, bro? This is crazy. Conviction on taking trades. FOMO. I think it's mostly the tilt mode. Managing tilt, strat hopping, FOMO, pattern trading, impatient FOMO. Risk side, you need to increase your risk by many factors. Feeling to click or participate when my model isn't there. So essentially, like 90% of this is actually psychologically, right? Maybe I should try to get some. I talk a lot about it on streams because I get a lot of questions about it. But maybe try to do like a psych class or something. Because I struggled with it a lot as well previously. And I know a lot of, like, I still know pretty good traders that sometimes get like a full on tilt day. One of my good friends, who's an amazing trader, had a very tilt day not too long ago, so it still happens, but obviously we want to sort that out by having rules. Let's say maximum 2 trades or maximum 2 losses in a day, so on. Kiko the goat, Kiko. Wait, let me send this to her. Why I'm looking clean, bro? This is crazy that it's breaking down. Oh, YM is actually. Wait, let me pull up YM. That's not why I'm. There we go. Do you have opposing draws though? Honestly. Mm. I mean, it do looks valid. I just don't like that we have that NQ high, which obviously we're not trading towards it right now, but I don't want to be trading away from it. I know YM is not the same, and this could actually be a valid entry. Wait, let me pull this up. But we also have the intraday low right below where we could potentially reverse. I'd want to see a continuation through this, if anything, to be honest. Because then the next draw, if we do continue through, the next draw should be here. But I'm still going to watch NQ because as said, I still have this as a draw. Yo, I got so much in the chat. Break even trader for now, for months. Honestly, if you're a break even trader, be proud. Like, that means that essentially you have to fix one or two things in your trading to start seeing consistent profits, right? If you can, not tilt and not break your rules, then you can adjust minor details and it's going your way. I saw someone, actually a good advice. Someone said you need 1 month of like a probability, right? So, well, 1 full month where you stick to all your rules, you don't tilt, you don't break any rules. You don't only stick to your edge and your strategy, right? And once that month is gone through, most likely you're gonna see results if you have a profitable, model. And that, just is a turning. It's not like it's turning from one day to another, but in your mind, if you stick to that for 1 month and you actually see, whoa, I actually made money this month, or I'm actually making progress and I feel a lot better, then you will kind of remove that feeling from your mind to actually, like, you don't want to overtrade, you don't want to revenge trade, all that anymore. And obviously, 1 month is just not just 1 month because you still need to figure out how to come through that first month. But you guys should make like a plan for yourself for the next month if you're tilting a lot, or um at least if you're still breaking your rules and stuff, write it down. Like, take a clean paper, write down your rules. You can hang it on your wall, put it as your background on your phone. If it's, it can also be like, I'm only taking trades after 9:30, because generally it's a bit easier to trade post 9:30 in my opinion. And then try to stick for that like 1 month. Doesn't matter if you're losing or if you're winning. Ignore like the money amount, but only focus on the process. Like, did you stick to your rules? Did you stick to your setups? If yes, perfect. It's a good day. Sorry, I just went on. Holy shit, there's so much in the chat. That would be very helpful. Yeah, I'll see if I can get something out on the psychological aspect of things. I have a few things that I need to do first, but potentially in the near future. Yeah. You just got tilted today. Oh no, what happened? Nobody's doing it. Everybody's focused on technicals. Honestly, it's not even like, it's true. Everyone is focused on technicals, and probably 90% of the traders that write me on my socials and all that, it's not even due to technicals, right? It's due to this psychology, over trading, over leveraging, full porting, tilting, all that. You guys probably already know it. I feel like every trader that has been in the game for just a little bit knows what it feels like. Blew your 250k funded account at one full tilt that last. Damn. Sorry to hear. If I don't know what platform you guys are trading on. I'm trading on Apex, on like TraderWeight. I know you can, at least on TraderWeight, and I think Ninja Trader too. You can go into their like they have application settings, and then you can go into like the specific account and you can set a daily loss limit. So let's say you're risking 500 on each trade and you have a rule of max taking 2 trades a day, right? Then you can put the max like daily drawdown to 1100. So you have $100 of wiggle room, but then it will just automatically like shut you out of the broker after that. That way you don't really have an opportunity unless you manually go in to change it and all that. But that takes a lot more than just, clicking a new buy button in TradingView. Dude, what is this market? It's so ass. Look at YM. Good thing we didn't take the short. Bro. What is going on? How old am I? I am 22. So still a fairly young one. We got 2 scalps on NQ and YM segment. Not even like tilting, holding. I'm a bit behind on the chat, guys. I will get there. Holding your mindset after taking a few consecutive losing days to keep following your model the next day, if you get what I mean. 100%. Sometimes it's better to just, take a day off or take a week off. Obviously, I'm not. Because if you see your model, you should be executing, right? But sometimes you just need a break. I am not in NQ. No, I'm not in anything. Why do you stay in M3? Why not M1? I will never take entries on an M1. That's just a personal thing for me. I used to do it like a long time ago. It didn't go too well, and you get just as many opportunities once the higher time frame framework is there on the 3-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute even. So I have no need to drop down to that low of a time frame. How do you journal, Nico? Can you break it down for us? Yeah, so I use TradeSeller. And then like for in terms of my technicals and stuff, I will write down like I have some different tags on the specific setups. Like this is a continuation day, a reversal day. Like was the entry on a 3-minute order block, 5-minute, 15-minute, etc. Is it, did we sweep an external level on the higher time frame, all that? And then I will write down like what I felt throughout the trade, my emotions. And that's basically it, I think. And obviously write my risk to reward, and it will automatically like count it all in. And then you have like all the data you can review over X amount periods and like on specific setups, specific assets. It's very easy to use TradeSeller. I recommend it. What is your model? It's pretty good explained in I think it's one of my first videos. It's basically called like my model simplified, I think. Your model is similar to the fractal. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of, common concepts. I do with Garrett as well. I just use fewer concepts. Bro, this is so ass. When's your birthday? It's in June. On CFDs, we took those lows on YM. Okay. I don't care too much about CFDs, as said. I will only be using the future charts. Your model is similar to the fractal model. You have helped me throughout my journey. I'm happy to hear that. That's amazing, Cassandra. Keep up the good work. You should buy sell for indices. I wanted to see this high go, but right now we're just not getting anything. Damn. Why I'm tapped up into this just to break further down. To be honest, indices doesn't look too interesting right now for me. How many accounts do you trade with Apex? 5 at the moment. Chilling with that. So, but looking to scale up eventually. Also looking to scale up a personal account soon. So, feel like broke through those problems some time ago when I was in the lens. No tilt, no FOMO, no bullshit. Now I still have problem taking decent risks. I thought it would be easier than I thought. What do you mean decent risk? Like, in terms of you're not risking enough when you take like proper setups, or not sure what you mean. Seems like we're going for the lows. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on indices right now. You German? Oh, you German? I actually don't know what it's called in. Wait, let me look it up. I don't know what it's called in English. Yeah, Gemini. Yep. But I don't really focus on that stuff. So, what do you think of the post 9:30 trade through opposing candles? What, to the downside? What do you mean? I don't see anything. Wow, this market is so bad. If CPI doesn't bring out something good. So you would not consider short NQ until the all-time high is taken? Most likely not, no. Oh, you mean pre? To be honest, it's not something I would take if you're referring to this one. Like, in my opinion, it should hold, but I would just have wanted to see it go like right at 9:30 or 8:30, and this is not my trade. I'd much rather wait for potentially a way better trade post 9:30. This is not high conviction for me because it could still, as I said prior to open, it could still do like this and then go up, right, without invalidating anything. And usually I want to have my, stops as some sort of invalidation. Wanting to long NQ. Definitely not wanting to long this. Yeah, man. Wait, I need to check something. Can fake SMT be used as another conference? I feel like that's a bit arguing against yourself. Like, you don't want to use fake SMT as a confluence, right? What do you think of CL cells? I don't really. Yeah, I'm not going to touch this. This would be a failure swing in regards to this. I don't. Yeah, this is why I don't trade CL. I would not touch this, even if I got paid to touch it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Potentially. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We maybe we go down here, take this low, and then trade higher. That would be the only thing. But we'll see. Maybe at like 10 a.m. That's in 3 minutes. I'm not risking enough. I've taken trades where I'm risking like 4 to 5k per trade, and during those trades, my heart wasn't. So probably just trade smaller size until you're more confident, and just size up slowly. Don't be like 2xing or 3xing your position size. Like, to the point where you feel comfortable sticking to the plan, but not too, like, you can feel a little uncomfortable as long as you can control those emotions, stick to a plan, but just don't go so much size that you're basically like shaking, or you just want to get out at, yeah. Um, for sure, for a second. Stay safe, man, and see you soon. Whoa, markets are so uninteresting. Feel like I have an unrealistic expectation with how much I should make per month, percentage wise. I guess a 5% monthly target realistic. I mean, again, depends a lot on your account and how much you're risking per trade. So let's say if you're risking 0.25% per trade, and you trade less frequent, then it's probably not realistic. But if you trade, like, if your model is a bit more, shows up more frequently, and you're trading higher, like, risk per trade, then yes. So it depends a lot on, like, how much you're risking, and obviously on the month itself, because one month can be very good in terms of a lot of setups that is still according to plan, while another month can just be, very bad. And price action like this. Please check how you would have attached NAS 100 since it took the highs. I know you're in futures, but I want. Sorry. I know you're on futures, but I want to measure myself and see if I missed the move down. I mean, whoa, that's. Oh shit, I was muted. My bad. I thought I unmuted again. My bad. Oh, I was muted on the NAS 100. Wait. I would still have the same approach on NQ. So let's say we sweep the highs here, right? I would still want to see, a close below here, or at least I wouldn't be taking anything in here. Potentially an SMT at the highs, but this, I don't think you missed anything here. Do you use fair value gaps? Not in terms of entries, but I will use them for like draws. But it's essentially highs and lows, right? So let's see. Wait, let me show you an example here in gold. Just the 4 hour here. Sure, we have a 4 hour gap here, right? If you drop down to like a lower time frames, what do we have as well? We have failure swings. So most of the time, fair value gaps, at least on the higher time frames, will just be failure swings on the lower time frames. So I guess you can say I use them for draws, but essentially I'm just using failure swings. But I will use them as like point of interest, but I don't use them in terms of entries. And one more thing, so it's still nice to see an order block like this. Tap into like a gap with a wide body and then get a close below, right? This is ideal on when you have the high time frame framework. Watch 10 a.m. come and take out these highs. Just opened. What do you think of ES? I don't really have an opinion on ES, to be honest. I still think we're going for the highs, as I've been saying the whole time. Since hourly candle closed inside the previous range, would it be valid to long if a 5-minute change state of delivery? We do have these lows fairly close, but to be honest, I have a very strong conviction in this draw. So potentially it does look like it wants to go for the highs now, especially on the new 4 hour candle open. I'm not gonna say this is a completely bad setup. It's just not in terms of, what I look for necessarily. Let me put it just. We still need 2R, so it would be like something like this. I just don't like these failure swings, and we have no valid SMTs at them either. Oops. Personally, I'm not going to take the setup. You guys can though. If it might work out. Like, it's not bad. It's just not so good I want to be, taking it. But I will be watching to see how it plays out. Especially because it's at that new 4-out open. We have a slow day today, definitely. We also got CPI tomorrow, so I'm not trying to push it. We have hourly SMT. Yeah, but we have here, but it's still a failure swing in regards to this, so I wouldn't be looking at it as a too valid SMT, personally. You want SMT to form at like external swing points? But this would be fine if we didn't have these, swings right below. We got the close there, so potentially can look for that. Mm. Why I'm just living its own life. If anything, I wouldn't take this initial reversal. I would look for continuation, personally. But let's see what happens here. Check Discord. Sec, let me check. Yeah, I'm not looking at that big, so. Like, I still want this high to go. What do you think about gold? I still want to see this high go, but it doesn't seem like we're getting much follow through. We need to be like right now. New 4-hour. It still has the potential. If we can get some follow through now. But yeah. Seems like ES is almost at the intraday highs. Why yeah. Let's see what happens here at this high. Gold with some follow through here would be lovely. Do I have a 15? No, we don't have a 15-minute down close. NQ should be going in just a second as well. CFD or future, which is better? I prefer futures, but it's essentially more or less the same, right? Let's see what happens here. Hmm. Buying NQ on 10 a.m. open. 3-minute change state of delivery valid. I don't like the lows below. That's why I'm not in a long. But technically speaking, it is valid. It's just not my preferred setup, so I am personally staying out for it right now. I'd rather, keep the capital for something else. If anything, this should hold and send it higher, right? Same goes for this. I'd be more inclined to take something like this if we can get the close above. But generally, I don't want to force anything here, right? Still looking more towards gold, but it would have to happen like very soon. If not, I'll most likely just call it a day. Seems like it's not really going anywhere. So the move I'm looking for, right? Um, yeah, so the idea is the same as here, right? We have some sort of relevant high. We have a draw higher, which is that daily high. And we should move up to that, that intraday high I marked out. And then we should see a failure to manipulate, violate that high again, showing us willingness to go higher. Then we will look for a signature like this and then target that daily high. That's what I'm looking for in gold right now, but it's not really giving anything to work with. So right now we're just working on being disciplined, right, guys? Patience wins the game. That's just a fact. This might seem a bit more interesting. If we can close above this. Potentially looking for this. If we can get that close. Something like this. Let me check ES. Oh, it's so close to the high. Nah. This doesn't feel too ideal. Did you guys take anything today, or you just... Wait, am I caught up in chat, or are you guys just sleeping? Oh shit. Wait. There you go. Gold starting to move a bit. Sleeping just as much as me. Yeah, waiting. Same, bro, same. It's flat today. W though. W patience, guys. Would you long given that ES is so close to the highs? Nah, I think I'm gonna stick this out actually. I'd just rather save the capital and risk it on another trade. Like, this is definitely not A plus if you ask me. You're in NQ longs. I mean, I hope it works out. One L on that 921. That's completely fair, to be honest. Yeah, they close above here. Damn, it didn't even give the close. That's crazy. Gold touching the hourly gap. I mean, if gold goes down here, I'm not interested anymore. Would want to see it follow through right from here. But yeah, it would clear out the failure swings. It already cleared some of them out, but not like the full one. But at this point, we're already so far away from them that I don't pay too much attention, right? And if we were to reverse, we would do it from this high. So we go up, sweep, and then go lower. NQ might actually follow through on this. It's 2 minutes to the close, 30 seconds on 3 minutes. Garrett probably took this fair value gap. I'm not even joking. I don't know. Alright, let's see if gold can move here. Still wanting to trade gold higher. It's only what, 10-20? It's alright for trading gold. Still can move a lot. And how much did we move today? Oh, we already moved quite a bunch, but I feel like the past few days, 50, 65, 50, 50. Obviously this was insane. 94, 60. So it has been moving quite a lot recently. I feel like if the framework is there, it can definitely take those highs, considering we barely moved in New York already. Just gotta stay trading gold in Asia, I swear to God. Oh, in Q. You didn't even get that close. Failed to close above. I'm waiting for the retest of the opposing candle. I wouldn't be longing on NQ right now. It might work out, but the probability is not there if you ask me. You're better off waiting. Wait. I have a question. Then if, as you guys said, failed to close above, but the next candle close above, is it still considered valid? Yes, it is, but you ideally, especially when it's already this late in the day, you just want the initial confirmation like almost right away. This is not the signature you want to be seeing, right? You want to see a signature that looks like, well, that's a bad example. Let me see if I can find a good one. Yeah, so you want to see more so this. I know it failed to close right here, but it's not like we went all the way down here and then failed. Or you could take this. Like this is generally what you want to see in expanding markets, that it, some kind of urgency to go somewhere. Might still get the close. Yeah, it seems like it will here. Let's see the 5 minute. 5 minute did get the close. Just gonna watch it from the sidelines. SMT at the highest. Did ES take the high? Oh, no. No relevant SMT at the highest. Not unless it's with this failure swing. Like this doesn't matter since it's still a failure swing. Where are you from? I am from Denmark. Worst week in a while. Constant high resistance. I definitely agree. I actually did take 2 trades. I took one on gold today and one on NQ Monday. And they were both break even. Moved like ass. I was up. Well, technically I was up 2R on the NQ one, but my target was 3 or right around 3. Pretty logical target. But that ended up in a break even, and the same on gold today. I was only up like 1.5R, but it was after the news. So still not flat for the week as well. Can you do a video about trading gold and their characteristics? The way they moved, is it similar to indices? I would say it's pretty similar. Yes. You trade gold more pre-open. So it's like gold doesn't really have driver like indices has 930. So generally, gold can just start moving at like 7 o'clock in New York, or it can start at 8 or 8:39 sometimes. So it really depends on like when the volatility kicks in, right? Sometimes it's in late, like London. I'm not paying too much attention to the time itself compared to indices where I focus a lot on 9:30, right? But generally, gold moves a lot in New York and Asia, sometimes even London. Like it's a bit different. That would be like one of the only differences. That's crazy. Chopping its way up before CPI, yeah. How do you handle your setup not forming for 3 days straight? I don't care too much. Like I had got plenty of other things to do. So I'll be watching the market probably an hour at close, at open. Sometimes even less. Like today I probably would have left 20 minutes ago if I wasn't streaming, and I'll also be ending it in a second. But today I actually had like an idea. Something different is the idea not being valid because we never got up to this level. So that's another thing. But if I have like an idea, I want to see 930 confirm it usually, right? And some other days I can just take a look at the hourly and see that it's horrendous already, and I will set like alerts and just walk away from the charts. All right, guys, we'll see if this actually works out. I'll come back to this later. But as of now, I don't see anything, and it's already 10:30, so I'm not looking to force anything today. I hope you got something out of the stream either way, and I will try to. I don't know about tomorrow, potentially tomorrow, but I will let you guys know on the Discord when I do stream. And if you haven't subbed or liked, please do so. It helps me. So I will be seeing you guys very soon. Stay safe and trade safe, everyone. And don't force anything on days like this. Hasta luego.